Zimbabwe on September 16, 1994. It was supposed to be another quiet day in the town of Ruba. But it was here at 10:15 a.m. that an extraordinary event took place that changed the lives of its inhabitants forever.
I remember being very captivated by the eyes, and in that moment, however long it was, because I have no idea of the time frame, it was mesmerizing. It was absolutely captivating.
As soon as I saw it, I knew that this was something from another planet or something from out of this worldly space.
People need to know there is something else out there.
I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. With 1,000 subscriptions, the films will appear twice a week. Currently it is once a week. This incident in Zimbabwe, in which there was mass contact with extraterrestrials, is considered one of the most interesting cases of a third-degree encounter. There are many thousands of observations of flying spots in the sky, but this event is so interesting that not enough that one of the spots landed on Earth, 2 passengers left the deck. To this day, bystanders repeat history in such a way that even skeptics admit that it is a case worthy of attention. 2 days earlier, on the evening of September 14th, thousands of Zimbabweans witnessed a UFO flyby across clear skies. People stopped in the streets and looked at the sky, trying to identify what they were observing. The witnesses mainly described the object as a bright shining light with a round shape behind which smaller objects glistened with different colors. Observers, including astronomers and scientists, found that the objects were moving very slowly, then suddenly accelerated in an incredibly fast manner and changed course by 180 degrees. The inhabitants of the country considered these objects to be meteorites or a developing American aerial object. Mimi agreed that it made no sound. Probably everything would have been forgotten if not for the fact that 2 days later an amazing event happened. In a private elementary school in the town of Ruba, teachers gathered for recess. At the same time, 62 children played in the playground in front of the school. Suddenly, at 10:15 a.m., several children noticed 3 glowing silver spheres in the sky. The remaining children stopped playing immediately and stared at these strange objects that were moving with incredible speed. At one point, the objects began to slowly move towards the school. 2 of them remained in the sky, and one approached just above Earth at a distance of about 100 meters from the boundary of the school. The children ran to the net separating them from the vegetation where the flying saucer stopped. According to the children's accounts, something like a door began to open, and after a while a strange-looking creature emerged. Children described this creature as a short man about 1 meter tall. He was dressed in a one-piece tight black and silver jumpsuit-like suit. According to the children, the unusual newcomer had a pale face, a small nose and long black hair that fell over his shoulders, but in the descriptions they paid the most attention to the eyes of this creature. Each of the children indicated that the man had very large, oval-shaped black eyes. The visitor from outer space was supposed to walk over the nearby thickets and then headed towards the children. At one point, he stopped, and according to the children, eye contact with this creature paralyzed them. Some of the children testified that at that moment they heard a voice in their head, as well as a picture of a damaged environment and technology. The alien from outer space retreated towards the ship and then disappeared. After a while, an identical individual appeared on the other side of the vehicle, which after a while also disappeared inside the ship. After a few seconds, the flying saucer flew up, flared up and disappeared into the sky in the blink of an eye. The frightened children started screaming and crying, then quickly ran to the lady who ran the shop, who was supposed to keep an eye on them. Naturally, at first she did not believe the children's accounts, but, worried about the horror on their faces, she notified the teachers. The director told them to tell what they had seen and try to sketch it. Children independently drew an object resembling a flying saucer and a strange individual with oval eyes. Parents and teachers anxiously observed large changes in children's behavior. Hearing about this strange event, John Mack, a professor of psychiatry, arrived at the school.
Scaring myself.
It was scary because you saw something yourself?
Yes. I saw a little object hovering. It was quite big actually, and then there was little ones all around it.
We saw something silver, and then we quickly ran to the logs, and we saw a silver thing, and we saw a man standing next to it.
What did it feel like when he was looking at you?
I felt scared.
It felt scary? What was scary about it?
Well, I felt scared because I've never seen such a person like that before.
Did you see the eyes? What did they look like?
They were going like that.
Where was the pointy part? Was the pointy part in here, or was the pointy part out there? Up there. And what was the feeling when you looked at the eyes?
It was scary.
Mack also talked to teachers and parents. According to him, the children shared their experiences naturally, using their own language to describe a dramatic event. He summed up the whole matter as follows. The children experienced an unusual event. The way they describe it shows that they actually met these beings. We are left with the disturbing information that there is no psychological explanation for this phenomenon other than to acknowledge that these events took place. The children's parents tried to convince them that it was only a hallucination, but the children kept talking only about it, even though the months and years passed. After all, many years have passed since the incident in Zimbabwe. The children grew up, but they never denied this visit. In 2010, the participants of the incident met after school after 16 years to recount the incident in front of the cameras. Everyone admitted that they would not forget that meeting. It's that face. I can still see it. I will never forget it. It was the greatest experience of my life. Usually I don't talk about it because people think I'm crazy, but I still remember every detail of that event. It was so strange, so exciting. Such things happen once in a lifetime. It was amazing. Several documents have been written about this event. We have reports of thousands of people about UFO sightings, and an unusual account from the lips of children commented on and confirmed by a scientist. Often when looking for information about their stories, it is worth reading the opinion of skeptics, and in this case, words like this often come out.